Check, check. 1, 2, testing, testing. Okay, good. After the audio trouble we had at the beginning of the last stream, I didn't want a repeat of that. Oops. Okay, why are you not going to full screen? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. But anyways, let's get started. I'm not sure why it started in windowed mode, but anyways, today we are continuing the adventures of Carl once again. So last time we made it through the catacombs and then into the Tomb of the Giants, where we fought Grave Lord Nito and got our shit wrecked more than a couple times. So now we are back at the Firelink Shrine, and our primary goal at this point is to get our weapons upgraded so that we don't have such a hard time going forward. To that end, at the very end of the previous stream, we got the Titanite slab from the stray demon back at the asylum. So we will also need some more Titanite chunks and the very large ember in order to access the maximum weapon upgrade. So, in order to do that, actually we don't have to walk there, we can just go to the parish. Okay. Alright, we are fast rolling. And we put my endurance up some. And, do we have anything else? No, we didn't have anything to give him at the moment. Okay, and we already took care of that Titanite demon a while back. So, off to the forest again. Oh, crap, did I? Oh, shit, I don't have... Okay, so I'm gonna need 20,000 souls real quick in order to access this next area. Actually, do I have any that I can just burn for that? That's 10,000 right there. That's not quite enough. Let's... That didn't quite put him down. Okay. So we actually need, in order to progress to the other part of the forest, we need the Crest of Artorias, which will open up this door up ahead here. And I'm just trying to think of where I can get some souls real quick. Maybe instead of that, yeah, because we can't open this door without the crest of Artorias, which Andre sells us for 20,000 souls. And I've only got 5,000 at the moment. I do have a 10,000 soul item in my back pocket, but I'm gonna need. We already killed the Moonlight Butterfly to get the Divine Ember, so that's not gonna help us much. And do we have anything we can feed to Frampt? I have Death. Lots of Moss. Nothing really. I mean, I could burn the boss souls, but I don't like doing that. They're usually better reserved for actually making the boss weapons. So, if we can get to 10,000, we can use that hero soul. Okay, and these guys aren't going to give me as much trouble now that I'm toughened up. So when I was here before, they were giving me all kinds of problems with the Tranquil Walk of Peace because I wasn't using a shield and wasn't thinking to block with a two-handed grip on my weapon. Yeah, see, now we're going to be... Oh, I must have hit him earlier. Okay, 7,600, that's a good start. Yeah, okay, so this isn't going to take too long. Apologize for the grind. But I was a little underprepared after last time we kind of got our ass kicked. It's not worth much. Where was that Hollywood frogs? And someone's kind enough to mark the way here. And so we'll get this guy, and then another shrub just popped up there. Whoop. Yep. And then if we take this path down, kill those other two stone knights, that should be plenty. Then we can go buy the crest, and then we'll be good to proceed. No drop. Actually, did I ever get the soul item that was down here? I'm not sure I did. Let's see here. I did not. Well, if I'd known that was there, I would have gone right for it and not bothered fighting the rest of the guys, but oh well. Now I can save it for later. Oh. Oh. Well, there he goes. Oi. There we go. Sip. Yeah. Take your time. There we go. Okay, and... yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, once again, this is... yeah. Sometimes people will set you up like that, and then they'll laugh to themselves when you fall off and die somewhere. Alright, so I just gotta kill this guy, and then I'll have enough with that soul of a hero to get the crest of Artorias, and then we can proceed. Woo! There we go. Oh, I guess I didn't tag the bonfire in the first place, so they're still dead. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. I actually have to go back and buy the damn thing. Well, at least Carl's getting his exercise. Oh, hey, this one dropped something. Nice. Nice. Well, with Nito out of the way and Blighttown gone, come and gone, I don't really have that much to worry about in terms of toxic. But it still heals regular poison, so nothing wrong with having it. Hey there, Andre. Purchased item, Crest of Artorias. Open sealed door in the heart of the forest. Alright, let's do this. Carl's working up a sweat, he's all shiny. And we're currently wearing the Mask of the Child. We have replaced the sack Carl used to have on his head with it, because it gives an increase to my stamina regeneration speed. And it was the mask that dropped from Pinwheel for us, so I decided why not. Because I'm not carrying that much, I didn't really need the Mask of the Father for the extra equipment load. Actually, what do I need to further increase my pants since I'm wearing the same? I don't have the Titanite. Oh well. Carl's nimble. He'll be fine. Now, open sesame. Now, be forewarned, I bet you as soon as I step in there, someone's gonna come invading me. And even if they don't, I have to deal with the Forest Gank Squad. Which starts with this guy. Ow. The Forest Gank Squad, they don't want you in here. But they are actually pretty good in terms of how comparatively challenging they are to the amount of souls that they drop. Oops. And he's using the Claymore just like Carl. Alright, well. Oh, I guess I didn't fully kindle that bonfire. Hang on. 1, 2. Okay, so use one of these. And one of these. Let's get this bonfire to fully kindled. Now, the forest through that gate is a very, very popular PvP area. And it's one of the most, I'll say, lawless PvP areas. Because people just run around, you summon phantoms, or you get ganked by two or more invaders at a time. All kinds of crazy shenanigans go on in here. Okay, where... Let's try this again. Where are you? So if I get invaded in here, I really got no grounds for complaint, because I know. Yeah. Haha, look at him fat roll. Whoops. There we go. Now, that guy I don't believe respawns, but most of the members of the Forest Gank Squad do. I think the only other one that doesn't is the archer. Miss me. What are you doing, trying to hit me with a stick? So that guy was comparatively easy, but he was still worth 2,000 souls. And he was, so it's a good place to grind up souls if you're behind, or if you're looking for an easy place to get some and buy something. Oh, there we go. And then we got more of the killer shrubberies, but these guys are stronger than the ones in the other part of the forest. So I'm gonna have to be careful not to spawn too many of them at once, or I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh, speaking of. Oh, yeah, we already got 3 of them. Yeah, of course we do. Okay, can I one-shot them with a strong attack? Yes, I can. Okay, good. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Easy there, buddy. Okay, strong attacks, good enough for... Uh-oh. Easy, boys. Alright, take it easy, guys. Yeah, a little closer. There we go. Damn, they got a hell of a reach on them. Okay. There we go. So yeah, you have the Forest Gang Squad, and you have a bunch of killer trees getting on your business. As for the next Great Lord soul that I want to go after, I'm going to want a maxed out weapon. And the first step towards that boss is here in the forest. And then we got the Eastern armor set, which doesn't really look ninja-y or samurai-y. And down there you can see the lake and the Hydra, and we might deal with him a little later, if I've got enough time today. Hey now. Thank you. Okay, any more? Yes. Hey now. Okay, moving right along. We're gonna have to deal with the rest of the Forest Gang Squad. I mean, you don't have to. You can rush past them if you want to, and I'll show you the most efficient route in a moment. Oh, there's Ferris. Now, oh, yeah, he's back. You have to kill him twice, and then he doesn't respawn. Let's carry you. Up we go. Let's not... Oh, well... Okay. I guess I'll have to come back and get his drops later. Now, there's the thief roaming around somewhere. There he is. Oh, and the cleric's already spotted me. And the cleric will heal himself and his buddies. But, while he's down healing himself, you can backstab him pretty easily. Hey now. And the thief will try to backstab you. Eh. Okay, that's him dealt with. Now the thief, the cleric, and the bandit will respawn. Whoops. And he's using a bandit knife, which will cause bleed to build up. Okay, that's him done. And he's worth another 2,000 souls. And there's the bandit. I think bandit is what I started as, actually. Yeah, because I got the brigand trousers. Alright. So he's still fairly easy, but when he two-hands his axe, he can hit you pretty hard. However, even if you've murdered the entire Forest Gang Squad, you can come here and talk to this guy. As you wish. So, we are now in the Forest Guardian Covenant. So, once you are a member of this covenant, if you kill any of the Forest Gang Squad, you will be considered a betrayer, and they will go back to hunting you. However, because of the new covenant system, you can get around that by not being in the covenant, coming back and killing them, and then putting the covenant back on, and they'll still recognize you. So it's only if you kill them while you are part of the covenant that that happens. And the ring that they give you allows for automatic summoning. Okay, and here we have his bodyguard, who doesn't like to say much. Now, if you kill this ninja guy, and he won't appear if you're not part of the Forest Covenant, so you have to risk becoming a betrayer, although you can later go to the guy at the Undead Church and have your sin removed if you want to get back into them. But if you kill this guy, he will drop a special dark wood grain ring that changes your rolling animation so long as you are already in fast roll. It basically gives you a 2 extra invulnerability frames and decreases your recovery time by 2 frames. I'm not going to go after it right now because I kind of want to get to the boss and not have to fight the Forest Gang Squad over again. But now you know where you can get that. So, we're going to rest up at the bonfire, get my Estus back. And as you can see, the Forest Gang Squad is not coming after me. If I tried to kill them, I'd get in trouble, but for now, they'll leave me alone, which makes getting to the boss much easier. So passing by the cat, we can get to the second part of this forest. And behind this hut, you can find the armor of the stone forest guardians. It's really super heavy. Oh, I better take that ring off. I don't want to invade right now. Maybe on the way back. And you'll remember that the wolf ring we also found here in this forest. Now where? Ah, there it is. So keep an eye out for these mushroom dudes. The little ones aren't really much of a threat. But the big guys, they will punch you. They will punch your face clean off. Like, they will send you flying. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I remember, but as you can see, just being a mushroom, he still took off half my health there. Would have been more than half if I hadn't put on the favor and protection ring. But anyways, we're gonna get rid of him. Ah, shit. I'm okay. And they can drop gold pine resin if you want to add lightning damage to your weapon. That's enough to deal with the boss around here, really. No, I want to get rid of the other one so I can get at this chest without problems. Because that chest contains another ember. And that ember is we're going to be given to someone that we're going to meet in the place we go to get our next Lord Soul. Yeah. They hit really, really hard, but they're not all that fast. Oh, wow, 2 of them. Very nice. All right. So, here we have the Enchanted Ember. And enchanted weapons do magic damage that scales with your intelligence. So usually, if you're playing a dedicated sorcerer, then you will want either a magic or enchantment-aligned weapon to do better damage than you would physically if you're not investing as much in your physical stats. But now... I'm going to open up this door, and this is what the cat was trying to tell us wasn't here. Weakness stomach. And here we have a gravesite littered with swords and a giant tombstone. I've always wondered who all these other swords belong to, because you can actually see that one's a broadsword, longsword, a falchion, the Zweihander. Like, all of these are actual swords from in the game. There's a broken hilt there, another Zweihander. I think I spotted, well, anyways, behind the grave, and you can grab it before triggering the boss, is the Hornet Ring, which will boost your critical attacks, backstabs, and ripostes. And then there's a bunch of smaller gravestones, but what we're here for is this big one. Oh, Oh! Oh, I know. I never noticed that was part of the collection. But anyways, yeah, there's a couple of particularly large swords, especially this one in the middle. Uh-oh. Nice doggy. Nice, enormous doggy. And the wolf grabs the sword. This fight's awesome. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. Typically the best place to be during this fight is underneath her. She does like to jump pretty far. Because if you get in close, you'll be inside the reach of her sword. Or should I say her old master's sword. Ow. But once you're inside her reach, it's a lot easier to manage. Unless you do that. Okay, we're good. But she can sweep really, really wide when she spins her sword, so you have to be able to dodge through it unless you're wielding a really, really big shield. And now that she is down to low health, she's... Oh, maybe not yet. Hold on, maybe I'll have to hit her one more time. When you get her down low enough, she starts limping. And don't you feel bad? Unfortunately, this fight is mandatory to complete the game. There's nothing really you can do but finish it. And now we have the Covenant of Artorias, as well as the Soul of Sif. However, worth noting is that even if you kill Sif while you're a member of the Forest Garden Covenant, they don't consider it a betrayal. Let's put this on and see if we find anybody on the way back. I'm actually really surprised that I didn't get invaded the entire time I was wandering through the forest. Oh yeah, more little mushrooms. But we don't need to worry about them. Wonder if that still works after I've beaten the boss. Okay, so I guess you have to be on this side for the ring to work. But anyways, we're doing good for time, so why don't we go down and kill the Hydra, because that's part of because doing so will be necessary to access the DLC area. And since we're doing all of the bosses in this playthrough, we'll have to get there eventually. Where is... Unfortunately, being in the Covenant doesn't stop the shrubberies from attacking you. Ah, here we go. Ah. No! Yeah, right here. This little crevice leads down. And then to a bridge. Now this bridge further leads to the same part of the area where... this is connected to the area... What? Oh. Hey now. You guys were not invited. Alright. But anyways, once you reach this point, you take the ladder down. Whee! And you can grab another soul. I'm sitting on 60,000. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Actually, with the crossbow, the Hydra shouldn't be too bad. Now, if you have actually the Dragon Slayer Great Bow, you can actually shoot the Hydra from this bridge. And so I guess nobody's around for me to invade, so I'm gonna put on the Rusted Iron Ring, because you have to fight the Hydra in the water. But if you go too far out, you'll fall in and die, so you gotta watch your step. But once you're in the water, the Rusted Iron... Whoa, hey. Yeah, he's already shooting at me. And he'll shoot those water torpedoes at you, and they hurt. But you can also use those water torpedoes to kill the crystal golems. So you can have the Hydra do some of the work for you. Provided you're not careless and get yourself killed in the process. Whoops. Alright. So you want to get down to the little section of the water where that item drop is, and that's the knight equipment set, and then he'll start attacking you physically, and you can start hacking his heads off. Now, the trick is once he starts running low on heads, they get harder and harder to catch. No, I guess they can't. They can only hit these guys with the... Ow. Okay, that guy's out of the way. Whoops. It's fine, we're okay. And when you hear him roar, that's when he's going to do it. And then you want to... Oh, I ran out of stamina. But this guy looks fucking awesome in the remaster. The way he looms over you and just the head's coming at you, it's crazy. And he's not even a boss, technically. Although he's as tough as some bosses, so you want to be careful. But as you take his heads off, he also shoots fewer projectiles, so it gets easier to manage. Provided you don't do something stupid like that. And then, because if he knocks you down, you have a hard time getting up in time to slash at his heads. Alright. But yeah. The other advantage is because I have the crossbow, I can just finish him off this way. Because he has a huge hitbox. So, if you have a crossbow, a bow, or are using sorceries, you can peg him from a safe distance when you get to the point where it's harder and harder to hit his heads. And for that, we get a Dragon Scale and the Dusk Crown Ring. The Dusk Crown Ring will increase the number of spells that you can use when you have spells attuned, but it will cut your maximum HP in half, so it's not super great. And there's one more thing I want to do here, and it is also part of setting up for the DLC. So we have to... Where's the way down? Yeah, so as you notice, this is that ledge where we fought the Black Knight with the halberd. And we're going to pop down to the bonfire down there to reload. But actually, we'll do it this way. Back to the forest. Yeah. But now that I've beaten Sif, I won't get invaded around here anymore, which is nice. I believe it's this way. Oh, right, I forgot to pick those up. That is what the archer dropped. You get a Twin Humanities, Ferris's hat, and his black bow. The black bow has the best range of any bow in the game. Except at least any standard bow. I don't know if the great bow outranges it or not, but it does less damage than even the long... Oh, right, I got stuck in these before. Let's not do that again. But yeah, Soul of Sif or no, and if you use Sif's Soul, you can actually make the sword that she was using, although it has some pretty steep requirements to be used at all. I'm going to ignore those guys. They can't climb ladders. Because the other thing that we find after the Hydra has been killed is another special crystal golem. And once you come down this way, stick close to the wall if you want to be sure you're not going to fall into the lake and die. And one thing I did notice is that because of the change in the water effects, it actually is a lot harder to spot the edge. So be careful when you're doing this, and use the rusted iron ring if you have it. Woo! Oops. Yeah, this one's a bit tougher than those other ones. But these guys also look way, way better. There we go. Because somebody was trapped inside of it. So the sorceries that Dusk sells are very, very utilitarian. There's one that can turn you nearly invisible, one that can repair your weapons, one that can disguise you as a mundane object. Alright, so we have to have rescued her in order for, as one of the requirements to access the DLC. Furthermore, in the little bank of the lake where you fought the Hydra, after you reload the area, it won't appear right away across the water there. Excuse me. After you've rescued her, a summon sign will appear there, even if you're not in a humanity restored state. And you will be able to summon her, and she will sell you both her sorcery catalyst and the sorceries that she mentioned. But now that we've rescued her, another crystal golem somewhere else will drop an item that lets us access the DLC. But we're not going to do that today, because like I said, we're primarily concerned with getting a beefier weapon for the next Lord. So we're going to level up, because we can do that now. Alright, let's get a little more damage then. Okay, and then once we do the weapon upgrading, we can probably focus on endurance and vitality some more. What am I doing? I keep forgetting I have fast travel now that I've taken care of Anor Londo. So we're going back to Firelink Shrine. And you may remember that this route was also the back door to Blighttown. Thankfully, conveniently, the elevator's here. Have I picked them up yet? No, I haven't. I'll have to grab them. Okay. Yeah. So here we have the flooded ruins of New Londo, which was built in the image of Anor Londo before everything went to shit. And here we have another friend. Now he is a blacksmith, like Andre. So he can only upgrade your weapon to +5, but when you have a +5 weapon, he can turn it into a magic weapon, so long as you have green Titanite. And then if you have a magic weapon that has been upgraded to +5, all yours, buddy. Now, again, enchanted weapons have magic damage that scales with intelligence, so they're not really much use to Carl, but this is where you go to use them. And he does not actually sell any Titanite, so it's hard to actually do any upgrading, even if you go to him before you reach Andre. But he will sell you a couple of spells and a Sorcerer's Catalyst if you want. Now, these guys are actually not doing anything, so we're gonna leave them alone. Except this one, he's in my way. And here we have the Estoc, a thrusting sword that for a while was the king of PvP in Dark Souls 3. And then we have another item, a much more important one, hiding right here. The Transient Curse. Now, the Transient Curse is essential for this area. Well, not essential. There's a couple of ways to get around it, but it's the best way to do it, even if it's only... And in fact, I'm going to increase my odds of getting more drops from these. Because here, in the Ruins of New Londo, you have a unique enemy that you cannot strike with physical weapons unless you are cursed. Now, cursed, as I mentioned a few episodes ago, is a debuff that can be inflicted upon you if you get killed by a basilisk, but it cuts your maximum HP in half. However, it does allow you to physically attack the ghosts. Actually, it allows you to, I don't think sorcery works on them either, unless you do it that way. So you got to be very careful because this is narrow. But yeah, I should have oh fuck! And that wasted my damn it. Okay, that's gonna be annoying. Tell you what. Before we do that again, we're gonna buy some more of those. Because our good friend the Moss Lady actually does sell, although they're more expensive, does sell transient curses that you can use. I think I picked up a couple. Okay, yeah, we can use those to buy some, just in case that happens again. What I was doing following that narrow path was going for another Firekeeper soul, which I can use to further upgrade my Estus Flask. I don't know why I'm running up to these guys when I can just peg them. There. That makes that easier. Okay. So we're going to go pay a little visit to our Moss Lady friend. Alright. I think she sells them for 4,000 apiece. And next time, I'm just going to use my crossbow on the ghosts instead of trying to rush in on a narrow footing. I'm back for something else, but Carl would never forget about. Yeah, 4,000 each, so I can only buy a couple. There is a merchant in the New Londo ruins. Once you reach a certain point, he will sell you them, and he sells them for only 1,000 each. So it's a lot more cost effective. And he's an NPC you have to talk to in order to progress the area anyways. Oh, I didn't buy any more crossbow bolts. Oh well. I got heavy bolts, right? Oh, I got some. Anyway, we'll be fine. So he's referring to Framped, and considering how big Framped's mouth is, I would not put it past him to have terrible breath. But unfortunately, we can't really smell what our characters are smelling, so perhaps we should be grateful for that. Okay, let's try this again here. Now, the Firekeeper soul that's down here in the New Londo ruins, even if you haven't picked up the transient curses, it is possible to just run right past the ghosts and get it. And then if you have a homeward bone, you can just jump right back to Firelink Shrine, and a lot of people like to do that early so they can buff their Estus as soon as possible. Okay, there's my souls down there. But I saved it for... Because basically what I've mostly been doing throughout this run is kind of doing things the way that you would kind of naturally do them, progress-wise, rather than taking a lot of shortcuts or secrets or cutting things out along the way. Mainly because I was originally playing this for the benefit, or rather to showcase to some friends of mine, anybody else out there who's watching. I appreciate the viewership and hope you're having a good time. Oh, cool. Alright, now I don't have to worry so much. Alright. So, just under 300 damage will kill them. So, I'm gonna gently get those back. And we're gonna let them come to us. Oh, that worked. Alright, so we're just gonna straight line, bam, Firekeeper soul. Yeah, and as before, the water effects make it a little harder to see the platforms that are submerged, so be very careful. Alright, and the transient curse lasts a while. There is another way that you can fight these ghosts without the transient curse, and that is to use a weapon that is cursed, and there are two of them in the game. The Cursed Greatsword of Artorias, which you can make from Sif's Soul if you forge it using the incorrect base material, and another weapon that is dropped by these ghosts themselves. Why are you not being damaged? Thank you. That was weird. Called the Jagged Ghost Blade, which is basically the daggers that they're using, which, and this doesn't work right now, but they're thankfully being generous with the transient curses, so we can do... Why are you assholes not taking... Hey, cut that out. Yeah, and they attack fast, so they can crowd and overwhelm you if you're not careful. Like, I was not being careful there. You can actually see a fog wall from up here, and that's one of the not boss fog walls. And then there's a treasure right ahead. But if you look closely, you can see there's a ghost just inside that wall, waiting to jab you. Yeah, and she can knock you off the edge if you're not careful. Alright, and the parrying dagger it can be used for parrying even though it's not a shield, and it actually has the added bonus of 2 additional frames of parry animation, which what that does is it actually widens the window for parries and makes it easier to pull off riposting. There's 2 other shields in the game that have that ability: the buckler and the target shield. But the parrying dagger is actually lighter than either of the shields. So if it's a question of weight, it's useful in that regard. But if you actually want a shield that has better parry, you go the buckler or the target shield. And I actually used the parrying dagger on a build I was doing over on the PS4 to cosplay as one of the characters, one of the NPCs rather. Why is it just going right through them? Like, I realize that they're ghosts, but I have the curse applied, so it should not just be going right through them. So it's probably just hitbox fuckery. Anyways, you kill those 2 down here, and then they can't stab you from underneath while you're going across the aqueduct here. Because they can stab upwards through that, and eventually float up to kill you if you don't kill them first. Now this is the tricky part, because there's a lot of ghosts all at once here. Which is why I'm grateful for the wide sweep the Claymore has. They're gonna start coming any second now. Here they come. Okay, so you gotta be super careful because there's so many of them in short order. And they can reach pretty crazy far. Come on, heal up. There we go. Oh fuck, did my curse... I think it ran out. Yes, it did. Shit. Please stop, please stop, please stop. Please stop. Ladies, please stop. Yeah, and then they'll come out and chase you. Please don't do that. Oh, god damn it, now I'm probably... Yep. Great. Okay, well, that was just because I let my... Why am I back here? Well, that was kind of obnoxious. My curse... But they have a decent drop rate, because now I've got 11, so I don't have to worry about running out for the next little while. Because they do last a good enough while to get through most of the area without that. It was only because I stopped to do a couple of things that it ran out before I got all of them. So that's a little annoying, but that was my fault for not paying close enough attention. But we'll get them this time. But you can see clearly why that area specifically is tricky. There's just so many of them. And you also run the risk of your curse running out, and it's just generally unpleasant. Now, if you're using a cursed weapon or are cursed, you know, you don't have to worry about the effect of the item wearing off, but, you know, you also have the problem of your weapon either not doing as much damage as what you might normally be using, or having half your HP, which is particularly bad against that crowd, because there's just so many of them attacking you all at once, and you want the HP to not get ganked into ribbons. Alright, so let's try this again. And we're going to go a little bit quicker here. Oh. Always grab them, though, when they drop, because you never know how many times you're going to have to make the run. Hey, I really wish that you would stop doing that, because I don't know what's causing that with your hitboxes fucking up, but it kind of needs to stop. No, that was the command to move the lever. Hey! Stop not getting hit. What the fuck, ladies? Stop it. Stop it. Yeah, that may have been a grab attack, but it didn't actually do that much. Now cut it out. I'm serious. Alright, we're just gonna run over these ones stabbing from below. Now, will they chase me over here? I don't think they will. No, I don't think they do. Okay, so we're back here, and thankfully getting my souls back was easy. Let's top up before we do that. Where are the... Here? Ow. Okay. I think there's there's this lady, and then maybe a couple more in here. Because the ones that scream will pull other come on. Thank you. Alright. So we have to go up this ladder. And if you're not careful, these ones... God damn it, stop. They can knock you off that ladder if you're at low stamina when you're trying to climb it, so be careful. So that's why we needed the ring from Sif, and why it's necessary, because you cannot fight the Four Kings boss unless you are wearing this ring. It allows you to traverse the abyss. Now, I've never actually tried going down there without the ring, so I don't know if it just instantly kills you or if it does like a really heavy damage over time. But in any case, you will not beat the boss if you do not have that ring equipped. Okay, you know what? Get down here. Maybe it's something about the thrusting attacks that's making that not work right. Maybe if I just use the slash, it'd be better. Well, that time it worked and I wasn't even locked on. But anyways, we will grab the Soul of a Proud Knight and ignore that ghost, because she's kind of a bitch. And then we will grab Green Titanite Shard. So if we... Whoa! Shit, it ran out. Hang on. At least this was not the worst possible place for that to happen like it was before. Oh, oh, now I can't pick it up because it's too high. Great. So she was behind the wall, not through it. I see. Oh well. Anyways, before we go open up the seal, we can grab a couple more goodies. A humanity. And then, if you are careful, you can roll onto this roof. And you can grab a rare ring of sacrifice. And then, also very carefully, grab a curse bite ring, which will reduce curse buildup. Okay, and I think that's everything from down here. So we come back around this corner and out here again. Whoops. Yeah, it's just not going to let me grab that, is it? Nope. Bet you good money that's the Jagged Ghost Blade. It's like, hey, you want it? Too bad. But we've built up a fair number of transit. Okay, right. So you open this with the key to the seal, and then this lever will open the floodgates. Those big doors right there. And we're gonna head out that way probably after, probably once we're done here, so I can show you what's over there. But first, I'm gonna open up a shortcut. Now there is no bonfire in New London Ruins, which sort of makes sense from a design perspective because the place is flooded. But unfortunately is kind of leaving you a bit checkpoint starved since you have to come from Firelink Shrine every time. But anyways, we're down here, and we were warned. So now there's some lesser lightning drakes over there, but we're not going to deal with them. We're going to deal with this guy right here, the Dark Wraith, or one of the Dark Wraiths, I should say. And these guys can be pretty brutal if you're not prepared for them, because they have that shield that will deflect you pretty hard. And that move is called Dark Hand. And if you have any soft humanity and get hit by the Dark Hand attack, they will suck it out of you, and it will just be gone permanently. You know, you can always get more humanity, but there's no way to get it back. Like, killing them doesn't give you back the humanity they stole. It's just gone. And we're gonna back roll there. Okay. Claymore's good stuff. And now, go through this fog wall. Not to the boss, but there's going to be another Dark Wraith. Yeah, he's in one of the stalls there, so he'll come running. I think this used to be a stable. Yeah, they have really good stagger resistance as well, so they can, if you only hit them once, they can stab through you, and their sword is pretty good. I don't actually remember if they can drop their sword, but I think there's some way to get it. I just don't remember what it is. Now, the other thing that we have to worry about is that monstrosity. because it will jab you from a supremely long distance. It'll also launch the cursed skull things like you had to deal with in the catacombs, and then, ow, it has that stupidly long spear. And it can also surge up surprisingly far at a time, and it spews loogies at you. It's just generally kind of a bad time. Thankfully, hello. Thankfully, these abominations do not respawn. Once you've killed them, and there is another one, but once you've killed it, it will stay dead. And we have another Dark Wraith with his back turned over here. So if you go slow, or use the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring, you can sneak up behind him and backstab. Unfortunately, without a plus 15 weapon, that was not quite enough. How many Titanite chunks do I have? Only 4. Well, I better get some more before I go back up then. No, other side. Now, there is a chance that Dark Wraiths will drop Titanite chunks, a reasonable chance, and there is also an exceedingly slim chance that they can drop Titanite slabs. So if you set yourself up for farming and kill all of the Dark Wraiths over and over again, you can eventually get another Titanite slab. It's not as efficient as killing the... just because the drop rate is so low, it's not quite as efficient as killing the Stray Demon. But if you want more than one, which we might need because I am wielding 2 weapons, it is going to take a while. So, round the corner, we have another humanity. And then on this side, we have an elevator that goes back up. But before we use that, we need materials to upgrade. The crossbow I can probably worry about upgrading later when I'm finding more chunks. But I definitely want to get my claymore up for this upcoming fight. And I think I need 7, and I have 4. So I need 3 more Titanite chunks, and I know where to get 2 of them down here in the ruins. I might have to rely on a drop for the last one. It's a good thing I kept the gold serpent ring equipped. But anyways, you come all the way to the top of these stairs, and you find one more chest that has the very large ember with it. In it, I should say. And then, since this is no longer flooded, we can roll down here safely. Nope, that's the way we came in. How much humanity do I have? Not enough that I want to up my drop rate with them right this moment. So, there's another Dark Wraith. Yeah, that combo there can wreck you if you're not prepared. But it's fine. We got this. No drop. Okay. So we grab another soul. And then this wall is an illusion, but there's another Dark Wraith standing guard over that chest over there. So we want to bait him out. Easy. There we go. Oh, yes. Okay, perfect. Now we can get my plus 15 weapon. And we'll worry about upgrading the crossbow later, but it's the claymore I definitely want upgraded. So he's guarding a Titanite chunk. And then I'm going to have to use one more of these, because there's a couple of ghosts in here. But around the corner here, we have 6 more cracked red-eye orbs, which you can use to invade people. And then there's another Dark Wraith hiding down in this nook. Oops. And whiffed that. He's being pretty methodical. Coming at me nice and slow, and I appreciate it. saves me a bit of hassle. And we can get another soul, and we can come around this way. Grab another soul. Lots of souls. Which is good, because we're going to need them to upgrade my stuff and level up. As I'm hoping to max it to get as much damage as I can against this boss. Now there are 2 more Dark Wraiths and the other sluggy thing. But what can catch you by surprise is the couple of ghosts that are going to come through that wall. Oh, I lucked out there, he swung over me. Oop, I was not watching my stamina. That could have been bad. Okay. Oh, did he? Oh, that was nice of him. But yeah, we're going to deal with this guy so I don't have to get him. Yeah, that stuff will slow you down and do damage over time, so don't get covered in allergy. Ah. So. Apparently it also reduces the effect of your Estus. I didn't know that. Okay, we're just gonna wait for this schmutz to... that's just gross to look at. Yeah, so don't get hit by that stuff. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and it generally makes your day unpleasant. I guess the ghosts were busy. And the other Dark Wraith is around the corner there. But now that we've dealt with the abomination thing... Oh, shit. Thankfully, we're not going to take on the boss with only 5 Estus. We're going to go back to Firelink Shrine before we take him on, but... Whoopsies. That was close. And here's the other Titanite chunk. So they were nice to drop some, so maybe we can also... but the boss is through there. But before we go and do that, let's go give Andre the very large ember, because you want to be able to do as much damage as possible against this upcoming boss, because it is basically a damage race. And if you don't win that damage race, it's going to be nightmarish. Because as they noted, there are 4 kings. Mercifully, they don't spawn all at once. So you can kill them separately, and they have a collective health pool. But if you don't kill the individual 4 kings fast enough, then more will spawn than you can handle, and you'll just get wrecked. Well, you can have it. Alright, so we can take our plus 10 Claymore to plus 11. And let me just make sure I have enough before I try that. Alright, so 12, 13, 14, and then the slab for 15. Claymore is maxed out. And then we can actually bump the crossbow up to plus 11, and then if I get more chunks later, I can upgrade it on my own. Yeah, might as well repair all my stuff. Wow, the sack had a lot of damage on it. Already there, pal. But anyways. So let's get a couple of levels. Oh, I can only get 1. Oh, fine. Let's get a level. And just to squeeze a bit more damage out. And then we're gonna go back to Firelink Shrine. Oh. Wow, I'm stupid. I did not buy some more crossbow bolts from him while I was here. Well, I'm not gonna need the crossbow bolts for the boss fight, so I guess it's okay. So let's tag Firelink, which I believe we have kindled to 20, so and I'm gonna go ahead and do this hollow, because I've been going through a lot of humanity and I don't have as much as I normally would at this point. So we're just gonna take them on by myself. And I think, just to be on the safe side, what have I got? Oh yeah, I got 7 of these. We'll add some a damage buff. And that's one of the biggest advantages of getting a weapon to a normal plus 15 upgrade, is that you can still slap on fire or lightning buffs to do extra damage with it. So, down we go. Now we are going to have to use the transient curse one more time, but hopefully only one more. Oh, and I also forgot to upgrade my Estus flask while I was up there. So, just doing great all around. It's fine. If he kills us, I'll do it on the return trip. But Carl's not afraid. Carl can handle this. He's got a shiny plus 15 Claymore. And we're also going to two-hand it. Just because the crossbow's not going to be worth anything in this fight. And Blammo don't even need this thrust attack. You can just normal slash him. Alright. Yeah, it's much better. So yeah, we'll put my dexterity to 30 and then start upgrading my my endurance and vitality some more. Ow. Rude. So we are going to switch to the Covenant of Artorias, because we must for this boss fight. The only trick is you have to go through the Dark Wraiths again. So this one. Okay, that was rough. Come on. There we go. And you know what? Rather than use my Estus, I'm going to do this. Okay. Now, can I hit him through that wall? I can, but he can hit me too. Okay. So that made him a little easier. And we're going to... that way's the way forward. That way's going to lead to another Dark Wraith. Who we can avoid in this instance, so we will do so. But if you start running, this guy will hear you in this room, so we're just going to remove the problem. No drop. Alright. Carl's not afraid of you, bitches. Alright. So here he comes. And there we go. Whoops. Boom. Oh, more chunks. Hooray! Crossbow upgrades. Oh, okay. So that wall apparently rematerializes, so I don't have to worry about getting chased by that other Dark Wraith. Now, I wonder if the two ghosts that pop through this wall come from another part, and that's why they didn't show up the last time I was here, is because they were already dead. Anyway. Where'd she go? Where did she go? I don't know. Maybe I clipped her. Anyway. We'll have a sip. And one more Dark Wraith. Oh, there she is. Okay. And starting to regret not doing the Estus upgrade for those hits I took. Now there's actually one more Dark Wraith around the corner here. You can get to the boss without provoking him. I just wanted to show you that he was there. Yeah, and they can also two-hand their sword to get some extra damage in. Alright. Should be good. Now, I know that I said Carl needs no shirt and Carl needs no shield, but in order to win this race, we really have to maximize our defense. So we... oh, that's actually considerably lighter. So for this fight, let's be Iron Man. Now, am I fat rolling in this? Yes, but that's okay because dodge rolling isn't really factor into this fight. So, Iron Carl away. Slowly. Alright, so we're gonna put the pine resin. Now, you can, if you position yourself right, just jump down into this boss fight from through that entrance, but we're gonna take the stairs. Do it a little safer. Actually, how much of my weight is that? And then, what's my poise at? 70? Okay, you know what? We are going to go ahead and put Havel's stuff on, because it's got better poise. Fine. We won't be Iron Carl, we will be Stone Carl. This Havel set has the best poise in the game, bar none. And it's being able to continue attacking while you're taking the beating that's going to make the difference in this fight. So while Carl may not need a shirt, he sometimes does need a rock. Let's do this. Boom. The Abyss. Great big black void of nothing. Alright, so buff, and nope, that's somebody else's fan. There he is. And we're gonna block. Yeah. Yeah. Because basically, if you don't kill these guys individually before more spawn, and they can do some crazy powerful magic attacks. Yeah. So if I hadn't killed him, I'd have had to fight this guy at the same time. Let's not try doing that. Fat roll again. Yeah, and you just want to hit these guys as hard as possible. And with Havel's armor, you can kind of just stand there and take it. And you can actually keep swinging even after the individual phantasm dies. You can still keep swinging at their collective health bar as it's dying. So depending upon how well you do that, the 4 kings can actually be anywhere from 3 to 6 kings. Oh, there's the next one. Yeah. Okay, when we run out of stamina, that's when you heal. So that's 3. Alright, I think we got this. Where's the next one? Hopefully I'm not making people dizzy looking around here. There he is. And block. Alright, so we're gonna get up close to him. Oh, shit. Well, you can watch that humanity go bye-bye. Because just like the Dark Wraiths, they can sap it from you. You alive? Alright, now we can do this. And boom, done. Particles everywhere. And we got the Bequeathed Lord Soul Shard. And 4 humanity. So we're going to light this bonfire. Also got 60,000 souls, which is nice. So we're going to do this. And then a bit of that. Oh, that's only 2 levels worth. Well, that's almost enough for another. Let's... I think I have a couple of lower ones. Yeah. Let's use these. There we go. So now we level up one more time. Get some more stamina. And I can put my crossbow up again. Nope. Nope. There it is. Plus 12 crossbow. Okay. And then, now that we are done here, we will go back to the way we was. No shirt, no shield. But yeah, if you don't have that particular setup is just the easiest way to manage this boss fight. You can do it without it. It's just not necessarily a good idea to try. So, we are going to work back to Firelink Shrine and actually use that Firekeeper Soul for the Estus upgrade. Well, we had a much easier... Well, we got killed a couple times, but we generally had an easier time of it today than we did down in the catacombs. That was rough. Okay, so she's still not feeling very talkative. Okay. So what next? We are out of the Abyss, so we can take this off and go back to... I think the Wolf Ring will do for now. Alright, so we'll see him again in a little bit. But first, now that we're going to finish our DLC preparations. And we're also going to start off on the route to the next Lord Soul. So first you come to Anor Londo. I could have gotten her to reinforce the Estus Flask too, but oh well. And then you want to head left. Oh, that's right, we never got that Crystal Halberd from him. You know what? We got a better weapon now, let's do that. Let's show these guys who's boss. It's Carl. Carl is boss now. And I still keep forgetting to buy more crossbow ammunition. And whoop. Whoop. And that shield gets in the way of everything. Yeah, that's right. Whoopsies. There we go. Get some souls on the way. Cake. That's what having a fully upgraded weapon does for you. Hello again, sir. Whoops. That didn't kill him. Oh, one of them must have glanced off the shield. Alright. So following the pathway from that guy. Now you see that observatory-like tower over there. That's where we're heading. But first we have to go through this archway, and this is one of those places that we saw open up when we placed the Lord Vessel. And it is also here that we can get a fourth, well, when we're actually doing the area properly later, and not just, ow, doing some setup material. Ow, damn it, stop that. Yeah, unfortunately there's no way to cheese these pigs, unlike the ones from before. Ow. Fucking stop. Okay. That was weird. Okay, let's try that again. This time preferably without death by pig. Oh, right, I didn't actually rest at the Anor Londo bonfire. Okay, so let's rest at this bonfire in case that happens again. Well, somebody's making their way through Anor Londo. Or maybe they're like us and heading for the Duke's archives. Ow. Okay. Yeah, these guys aren't so much of a problem now. Well, of course I didn't get... Yeah, I was about to get on myself for not buying crossbow bolts again, but I didn't have any souls. So, we'll worry about that after we deal with pig problems. No, that's not going to do enough damage. We have got to get away from his face. Oh, that was stupid. Damn it. Why am I... I gotta be... I guess I really have to be behind him for it to not glance off like that. Okay. One more time. I don't know, those pigs haven't been giving me as much problems here in the remastered version as they used to. Until today, apparently. Probably because I'm doing it in front of an audience. Done. Okay, that's him dealt with. Yeah, the crossbow's not going to be any use against the pigs, so let's... Or maybe it's because it was a thrusting attack. Maybe a slashing attack wouldn't bounce off as hard. Anyway. Actually, hang on. How about a little fire? I definitely pressed dodge roll. Don't do that. God damn it. Knock it off. God damn it. Okay, that's better. Much better. I don't know what the hell was up with that. Yeah, they're tough, but I've never been knocked down that many times by one before. Come on. Oh, I guess the fire wasn't adding that much damage then. And we got his helmet. But I'm going to stick with my mask, because the stamina regen's super helpful. Alright. So, I'm going to take this elevator. Pull my crossbow back out. Beef jerky Carl has been predominant this episode, I've noticed. Alright. Come here, buddy. Hey now. Play nice. Oh, that's right. If you try to fight these guys on the elevator, it actually screws up their hitboxes, and you can't backstab or riposte them. I learned that on that character I mentioned that was cosplaying over on the PS4 version. You can backstab them so long as you're in the building proper, but for some reason, it just doesn't work when you're... Whoopsies. Yeah. Now we came here... I hate that shoulder check. Yeah, because you can backstab them normally once you're over here. No, I didn't want to attack you until the archer was out of the way. Oh well. It's fine. Because after you've rescued Dusk of Ulasil and killed this golem, you get the broken pendant. Okay, and we're going to leave the channeler alone for now. Because once you have the broken pendant, if I use these, I can grab another level. Now you cannot warp back to this bonfire, so you'll have. But thankfully the pigs don't respawn, so you can come here more easily once you've dealt with them. Oh, first, a bit more HP, and then we're gonna warp to the Undead Parish. Once more into the forest. Sit down. Keep coming back to the forest a lot, don't we? Oh, that's right. I was going to show you the other side of those dragons. Why don't we do that? And then we'll go pay Dusk a visit. And that will probably do for today, and we'll be set up to take on the DLC next time. Yeah, so back there leads around to the lake. But first, and once again, I was next to Andre and I didn't buy any crossbow ammunition like a smart person. Sheer genius. Anyway. So we'll tag this bonfire in case we screw this up. I'm not holding that many souls of humanity, but once you've released the flood in the New Londo ruins, you can tell the architecture is similar. And that goes way, way down. And then when we exit through here, we are in the Valley of the Drakes. And there is New Londo. Oh, this guy spotted us already. Yeah, and you want to... Ow. Be careful. Yeah. If you go at the right angle, you can just stay ahead of those lightning attacks. And there's another useful item up there that I want, so I'm going to fight my way through the rest of these guys. One at a time, please. Ow. Okay, I'll take that. Easy now. There we go. That's a plus 15 weapon for you. Okay, let's see. There's 3 more of them. I don't want to fight them on the bridge. Ah, there's the brigand set. So you... Yep, that's perfect. You just come along. Ow. Yep, I'm okay with that. No, you're supposed to keep following me. Yeah, there you go. This way. Ow. I think that was actually worse because I back rolled into it. Hey, come on, dude. Don't make me crossbow you to death. That's not as much fun. Alright, that works. Cut that out. There. Oh, that was awkward. Okay, next. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I must have pegged him in the head there. Yep. Come on out. Hey, come on now. There we go. Oh, dragon scale. Nice. You can farm those off of these guys if you need upgrade materials for your dragon weapons. And now that there's just one left... Hey, get back here. That works. Done. Carl ain't afraid of no dragons. And we just make our way up this ladder. It's a big ladder. And we find the red tearstone ring, which, like the blue tearstone ring, activates when you are at low health, except the red tearstone increases your attack power instead of your defense. Now you can see there's one more dragon over there, and in fact, the Valley of the Drakes connects to Firelink Shrine and the New Londo Ruins in another way, which is also the backdoor to Blighttown. And this goes with what I was saying before about the tightness of the level design in this game. Everything is really, really close to everything else. There we go. Now that one's a little tricky because of the narrow footing here. But we kill him and we can get a humanity. And we follow this narrow ravine. I was looking at the cliffside for a second and I thought I saw somebody's face. But anyway, this patch right here is where we fought that giant toxic spewing undead dragon and got the Astora Straight Sword, the holy one. Oh. I never actually knew that was climbable. Oh, you can get above the toxic and fight him. Oh. Well, I feel like a dunce for having never realized that was there. And then we are here again. The access to Blighttown. We're back to the New Londo ruins. But once you've beaten the Four Kings, there's something here that wasn't before. The Witch outfit. Which is a fun one if you're playing a sorcerer. I used it when I was playing a sorcerer. I thought it was cute. But anyways, we're going to go back up to Firelink Shrine because that's the closest bonfire. And then we're going to actually remember... Whoops. We're going to actually remember to buy some crossbow bolts, and then we're going to show you where the DLC is accessed. Well, it was DLC in the original version of the game. Now it's just part of the remaster. So yeah, since we took the trouble to get it set up, we are going to take a break from hunting for the loyal souls to do the DLC now. Which is fine, because like I said, we are aiming to kill all of the bosses on this playthrough. So we are going to go to the parish. And we're going to actually remember to buy some ammo. Okay, so he sells heavy bolts too. Okay, that's way more than I need. Likes to run away from me. I got 9 left? Okay, let's have 150 and then buy some more heavy bolts. Well, I guess I can buy a couple more of those, so sure, why not? Okay. I should start using the heavy bolts more often. Anyways, we're properly stocked on ammo now. What level am I? 16? Yeah. Around level 70 is good for the DLC areas. I mean, yeah, there's people who can do the whole game at level 1, and I actually intend to do such a run, perhaps after this all bosses stream has concluded. I'll start one up doing a soul level 1 run and see how well I do. Because I tried it once before and got about halfway through the game with a friend so we basically made it co-op. So I don't know if that kind of disqualifies it from, I don't know. But we'll try doing a soul level 1 run solo and see how that works out. Because I'm sure it'll be fun. Do the game with the absolute bare minimum. But that's not what we're doing right now. We're just doing a normal playthrough of the game with all of the everything. Now, can I one-shot these guys now? No. Not quite. But that's sufficient, so. Boom. Now, are the other ones coming after me? Oh. So let's put on the rusted iron ring and get a move on. So, oh, I should show you where the summon sign for her is as well before we head over there while we're here. Whoops. It's fine. So, this is where the summon sign would normally appear. You do not have to be human for it to show up, but I think it might be because I went and got the broken pendant. I am actually not sure why it's not there. That's the only reason I can think of. That I went and got the broken pendant and opened up the DLC, which involves her. But even if you encounter a situation such as that one, where she is no longer there, it is possible once you reach the DLC area to buy her sorceries from another vendor. Now, that little swirling whatever was not here, was not there when we were here before. And I love the look of this thing in the remastered. It's kind of trippy to look at because it follows the camera and it's like, whoa, whoa. But if you move around it, you can actually, because it'll follow the camera, you can move around it and see that it's a funnel. Uh-oh. Man, the hair effect on that hand just looks like it's straight out of Bayonetta, now that I look at it. Like one of her hair demon things. But anyway, we are now in the Sanctuary Garden. And I think I actually will kindle. Yeah, because this boss is kind of a pain in the ass. So, I might want to have my maximum Estus for this. Alright, so we've kindled that bonfire. We got 150 crossbow bolts and 83 heavy bolts. We got our claymore plus. Did I pick up any more titanite chunks? No, I didn't. Alright, so through this gate is the first boss of the DLC. But we're going to take care of him next time. And we're probably just going to do one stream, get all of the DLC done. But for now, I'm getting kind of hungry, so I think I will take off. Carl bids you a fond farewell. Bye, folks.